No, never. My dream has always just been to put my name out, make a name for myself, and of course get to the NBA. I never thought about playing with my dad, but he's brought it up a couple times. Everyone's heard this before. I just want to, have people know my name is Bronny James, and not being, identified as just LeBron James' son. I feel like that would be a great end goal.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the Friday Night Exposure with The Exposer. I'm your host, Ajani the Exposer, coming live and direct straight off of the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel. As you guys know, we are doing big things here in GOAT James Kingdom, and we are the representatives for the LeBron James fans, because again, LeBron is the GOAT. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I'm the guy that put people in fear when they want to hate on LeBron and they see my name come across their timeline. So shout out to everybody that's supporting me tonight and supporting our channel. We see you guys. Was good to Wayne Gant. Was good. Chris was good. GOAT James. We even got Politicus Rex in the building. Shout out to you. I agree with you, Rex. Indeed. I don't know what's wrong with these sickos. There's a lot of problem out here, but you know we got to deal with the Zesty Jeffries. And they are hating on LeBron James' son. I mean, this doesn't make no sense. It's a young man just trying to live his life, and he wants to be drafted. So tonight's show, we will be discussing Bronny James' draft combine and how he has actually given himself an opportunity to be drafted in today's NBA, because the young man is talented. He does have a gift, and he should have the opportunity whether he's LeBron's son or not. And it's not because he's LeBron's son that he's getting this opportunity, and we will have that discussion. But what's the big deal with LeBron James' son? Why is Bronny James out here being exposed left and right? That's how great LeBron James is, that his son is being just thrusted in our face. I've never seen a prospect that is a non-lottery prospect be thrusted in our face. And you think they're doing this because of LeBron James fans? No. They're doing this because of the Zesty Jeffries. They are the reason why. They are paying attention to this young man. They want to knock this young man. They have a problem. Again, we all know what their problem is. Use a fuck nigga. And a bunch of grown men are anticipating a young man's downfall. They already want to see LeBron James fail. They want to say he didn't get drafted, so that's a failure. Well, if he wasn't supposed to get drafted, which is what they think, why would Bronny James not being drafted be a failure? But they don't like to see us LeBron James fans happy. They know we're going to be excited if LeBron James' son gets drafted, because that means LeBron James' son could be playing in the NBA. And we could have a LeBron James versus his son game one day, because LeBron's coming back for another two years. So that is definitely going to be something we're going to look forward to. Shout out to you, Ishmael. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. I'm going to put up the link. But we know we always have these detractors. They always say, hey, Johnny, you bugging. You don't know what you talking about. Where is the hate for LeBron James' son at? Where is it at? Why are you saying they're hating on Bronny James? Well, let's let Mark Spears, a very prominent basketball NBA writer, explain what I'm talking about.
Mark, you were just in Chicago for the Combine.
Yeah.
What are the scouts saying about Bronny?
Well, they wanted to reserve judgment until they saw him. They did see he was listed as 6'1", and they did see he had a 40.5 vert. But I was like, what would you do right now before he goes and plays? What would you do? And they said, we wouldn't draft him. Both of them said they would not draft him. I said, okay, let me give him a couple days. Let's see what happens after they watch him play. Now, this is their take after watching him play. Scout 1. I still don't think he's ready, but he did some good things. He's on the smaller side, so he's going to have to be elite on defense. You can see he has good vision, makes right passes, takes good shots. He's probably going to need more time. If the Lakers don't draft him, I don't see anyone drafting him. Teams would want him on a two-way, and I don't think Clutch would want that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friday Night Exposure with The Exposer. You're telling me Mark Spears sat there and read a scouting report on ESPN to tell us about LeBron James' son not being draft ready or not being liked by one scout? He read the actual, he couldn't just report on it. He couldn't just give you what he thought, his assessment of what the scouting people were telling him. He had to give you verbatim, as if there was going to be people out here looking to discredit him for saying this stuff. He's a reputable sports writer in basketball. You don't have to go to that live. But ladies and gentlemen, that's what they do to prove their case. This is how much these MJ media fan base guys are. And Mark Spears is one of them. He's no different than Chris Broussard and them. He just puts his thoughts down on paper or writes it down. He doesn't sit in front of a camera and do that. That's why he felt like he had to read this to us. But the man literally read a scouting report about somebody who just hating on Bronny's son. That's just, I mean, Bronny James is not considered to be anything other than what he's considered to be, a good basketball player that has a chance to make the NBA. No one said he was a lottery pick. No one says he was going to change a franchise around by drafting him. No one ever said this. So why do you have to read off a report about a negative report of him for? Why are you downing this young man? There's so many guys that are trying to make the NBA. You think Bronny James is the only one that scouter is probably writing bad reports about? Why are you doing that for Bronny James? Use a fuck nigga. That's the problem. That is the problem with this basketball world. And that's why ESPN is horrible. I mean, let's let this man continue because he had more to say. He didn't leave it there because, again, he's trying to prove something. Let's continually hear what Mark Spears is trying to let us know about Bronny James and his combine workout and what scouts are saying about it.
It gets a little tougher. The other scout I talked to, positional athlete, doesn't function as an elite athlete, tweener stuck between two positions. Should be a point guard based on his size, but he can't run an offense. He's handicapped as an undersized shooting guard because he can't shoot. 0-4 on threes on one day, 1 for 3 the other day. Needs screens to create space, and his only scoring came on paint touch floaters and can only go left. His strength is supposed to be defensively, but he's a switch matchup. Every bigger player who switched on him scored. He's a poor man's Davion Mitchell. He is not an NBA prospect, in my opinion. Not my words, words of 2 veteran NBA scouts.
Not my words, 2 words of an NBA scout. I mean, he is legitimately trying hard. He's trying hard to be the guy that says this outlandish things because LeBron James has so much hate out there. ESPN has always been trying to tap into that money and tap into those audiences of all of these guys who hate on LeBron James for no reason. They're just looking for reasons to hate on him. This man literally said that the scouter told him that a 6'1" guard had a problem when they switched him with bigger people. Then he said he tried to throw one in there, and again, like I said, these zesty Jeffries loved the comments. Like he said, the poor man Davion. I forgot what he said. Davion Johnson. I think that was the name he named. I forgot what he says. Like, think about that. Like he was like a poor man. It's like, oh, this guy's horrible. This kid's horrible. He's not NBA projected. Like, these guys should be doing a better job reporting the game to us, man. Who is Mark Spears in the first place? Does he even watch Bronny James play? Has he even seen a high school game, a college game? Did he go to the combine? He was in Chicago. What's his assessment? Did he only talk to 2 scouters? Were those the only 2 scouters that he was able to get an actual quote from? Right? And the one that said that only the Lakers were going to draft him, how does he know that? Is he a scouter for the Lakers? How does he know what the Lakers are thinking about doing? Like, these are the craziest things ever. And again, we all know that all of this is all speculations because, again, it's reports. This is what happens. And eventually ESPN does turn around and give us a good idea of what's going on, right? So let's let another person who does this for a living. Let's let the Mel Kiper Jr. of the NBA draft tell us about Bronny James and what happened when he was in Chicago during the combine.
But we all know that there are never uniform opinions on any draft prospect, especially those that are not in the lottery. So it's truly subjective. What are you, though, hearing from scouts about Bronny's draft profile overall?
Bronny James is a very polarizing player, both in the media and among fans, and also with NBA scouts. There is a segment of the NBA scouting population who have already decided a long time ago that Bronny James is not a real basketball player, and they want nothing to do with him. And he could go and have a triple-double in his next game, and they'd still be set on the fact that he's not an NBA player. And the only reason that we're talking about him is because of his last name. Now, there is some truth to that. That's where a lot of the intention comes from. But Bronny has done a good job of showing that he deserves to be on the radar. He was just as good as a lot of the other players that played 5-on-5. And he's a guy that has a real role at the NBA level as an 3-and-D off guard who can make shots, defend his position, play with energy. I compare him to like a Gabe Vincent or a Gary Harris type player.
Okay, you see that a fair assessment there from the guy? But he told you blatantly that there's scouters out here that are just hating just to hate. Because they're a bunch of zesty Jeffries. They do not want to actually appreciate LeBron James for anything. So they're like, I'm not even going to go watch him because I'm not going to be one of these idiots that are going to go see him just because it's LeBron James' son. Not because you're supposed to go do your job and assess every available talent that is available for you to go watch. Whether you like him or not. How are you going to say you're not going to go see him? What kind of scout say they're not going to go see somebody? But again, we know the NBA has horrible scouting. We know that these guys are all not great at doing their job. But like he said, the kid went out there and proved himself. Because we have to remember this young man had a cardiac arrest just last summer in July. Like you guys want this kid to be out here balling and showing out everything when he has to recover from a cardiac arrest. Do you understand how scary that is? You see what I'm saying? Like he has to be cautious. Like it was very cautious for him to even be in this situation. We should be applauding him just for that alone, just for surviving that. Shout out to all of y'all, man. P0, I see you, Zero, man. Thank you for joining me again. It is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. Y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. Shout out to SB Talk Sports. What's good, bro? Just coming off of his platform. I'm about to put the link up for y'all very shortly because these guys, they just don't respect the game of basketball to the point. Or matter of fact, they don't respect us as fans to just give us an honest take and let us take it in for what it is. But these platforms, mind you, TNT and all of them are about to lose their rights to cover the games and the NBA games because they've been doing a horrible job. But let's hear a fair assessment about what happened during the Combine and Bronny James' ability to be drafted and what teams are thinking about him and what ESPN is projecting him to be at.
Where are you projecting Bronny James today?
Sinead, this was a positive week in Chicago for Bronny James. He's moved into the late second round of our latest projections. We're going to have him at 54 in our next update. That's all the way from the back end of our top 100. Talking to NBA people out here, they feel like he's legitimized himself as a real NBA prospect. He's not just some kind of sideshow, LeBron's son that, the cameras are following him, which that is the case with him. But I just think that the way he shot the ball in drills, the athletic testing, his first day in the 5-on-5 was pretty bad, but yesterday played a great role helping his team to a win, playing good defense, making shots, just showing his feel for the game, his versatility. People love his attitude, his enthusiasm, the way that he understands the type of player that he is. This was a very good week for Bronny James in Chicago.
There you have it. It's just very simple. Nothing crazy. Just talked about what he's capable of doing, where his weaknesses are at. Of course he needs time to develop. No one said that this kid was going to come in and be a star in the NBA from day one. No one said that. But he can be a valuable asset to a team if you're a team that likes to develop talent. You see what I'm saying? And he's not that bad. He comes from a good background. Right? He comes from a good, stable situation Well, he's motivated on top of that because he wants to make a name for himself outside of his father and being LeBron James' son. So this is a great opportunity for him. So let me bring up some people here because I got my boy Twin Man in the building. What up, Twin Man? And obviously, I got my boy SB. What's good? What's good, y'all? Thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. So let's start with you, Twin Man. So you hear the Zesty Jeffries, man. They be hating on LeBron at every cost to the point to where they have to go attack his son. Now his son shouldn't have an opportunity to be in the NBA because supposedly it's like a grandfather and he's only there because his dad. Although supposedly their GOAT didn't have that kind of power to get his son there. What do you think of the situation, Twin Man?
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you. We can hear
you.
you.
Hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not shocked at all. They've spent the better part of 20 years trying to discredit his pops. What are we shocked that they're sitting here trying to say his son's not good enough to be in the NBA? That the first dude sat here and said he went 1 for 3, 1 for 4. I saw a video of Bronny James hitting 4 or 5 3-pointers in a row. So which one is it? Can he shoot or can he can't shoot? Then when you get a fair assessment of him, I don't think Bronny's going to be a first-round draft pick. I don't think he's gonna go top 10. Like the dude said, maybe second round, middle of the second round, something like that. I can see that. But to sit here and pretend like his NBA father hasn't prepared him to play in the NBA is ridiculous. They're acting like this. They're acting like this young man hasn't played at a high level already. One of the best players in the country.
Yeah, in high school he has, but again, they don't watch the NBA games. They don't know high school games.
Right, but he didn't get a lot of burn at USC. Got it. But what makes you think he's not ready to play in the NBA? We can put him on. Like I think honestly, and you might think I'm trying to sit here and glaze, but I would love to see him on the Heat. I'm gonna tell you why. Eric Spoelstra is good at developing talent. They're good at development over there.
Isn't that what SB said? If y'all got a chance to check out SB's show, he just got off of his live, and they were just talking about it. SB, thank you for joining me, brother. Hey, what's the name of the gentleman that's on the show with you? I always be
Sean.
Sean, yeah, because Sean is a Heat fan as well, like me. Shout out to Sean. Thank you, man. So,
I'm gonna try to get him put up on your Heat episodes too, and y'all can talk some Heat together and boo-hoo and tears and how y'all suck and y'all try.
Yeah, Mr. Chicago guy.
I don't want no smoke. Can't be throwing stones in the glass house. I got you.
But you did state that you thought like a team like Miami was a good option for him. Obviously, he is a second round pick. So do you also agree with Twin Man as far as him being a late round pick?
Yeah, I could definitely see him be a late second round pick because obviously, like my co-host Sean brought up, the CBA, the new CBA, how things with the second round pick is going to start to become a lot more valuable. Then also, you don't really have nothing to lose with a second round pick. But then you look at a team like Miami, who are known for developing great players who got great work ethic and want to work hard and be hard, like Bronny does. San Antonio could be another great place too, and even my co-host brought up Denver. Like even Denver could be a solid spot for him to go. And because you got to go with also what his skills. Yeah.
Oh my God, Golden State. Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny. Going to Golden State. Also, man.
But also, what I did like Johnny and Twin. I don't know if y'all noticed what came out today. We talked about it on my show too. LeBron already announced earlier. It was like 5 hours ago, early this morning, that he don't draft Bronny off. You think you're gonna get me because I'm not necessarily going wherever he's going. And I literally said that's clearly saying that if Bronny goes to, and I was saying like maybe if it's the Lakers or the Cavs, maybe the Knicks, then he gonna go in. But like if you think you the Detroit Pistons, I'm finna just draft Bronny, get LeBron, he ain't coming. Orlando, he already said he'll retire before he played for Orlando. So LeBron, I like what LeBron did today, actually the X&A, all that like draft Bronny with me thing, because now it's like, nah, that's not the case. So now you got to watch him for him and see do you want him for his skill set. Only problem with me, I say with Bronny, is that his size, but what his skill sets could be strong at is what you need, a defender who can shoot threes. If you could defend and shoot threes, you could find a job in the NBA. The only problem with Bronny is that he's 6'1". That's it.
Yeah, that's
true. This dude from the combine said he doesn't have the ability to run an offense. How the fuck does he know that? How does he know that? Seriously, how does he know that?
He is a tweener,
He
though.
hasn't
He
touched
is a
an
tweener.
NBA court yet. He hasn't touched an NBA court yet. How do you know he can't run an offense?
Well,
Like, make it make sense.
Obviously he has some passing skills because they said he does have some ability to do that. The great thing about him is that he's gonna be a professional, and they love that. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna come in and do the job. And anybody you draft outside of the top 20 is all development. Every last one of them, bro. None of those guys are guys that you're thinking that you're gonna be able to play within the year you draft them. So, and especially in their second round. So if they put him in the second round, he's a development guy. But what better place to develop your player but in the NBA? He's not gonna learn how to be a professional basketball player playing at USC. That's why he would have to go overseas, or he would have to play, in a G League or something like that, which is fine. Now there is this talk that Clutch Sports won't allow him to be that two-way player where he would have to be a tweener. Do you guys agree with that, or do you think that Bronny feels he should be on an NBA roster?
I think that'll be one of the most horrible decisions that Clutch will make, because look, I get it. You won't if you do get Bronny in there, you're gonna try to find a way to get him on the court. But also people understand the two-way contracts, they bring you up too. Bronny still needs to develop. So yes, let him go down there, play a little bit, bring brought up. Because we was just talking about how the NFL trying to take over Christmas games. If you got LeBron and Bronny on the team, Bronny has been down there during the season a little bit. I'll bring him right up. He's starting on Christmas. NFL take that then. You want to play rating game. But no, I think, like, all jokes aside, I think seriously, a two-way contract would be great for him. I think if they come out and say he's not going to sign a two-way contract, then you're working on him not getting drafted, because anybody in the second round will probably get a two-way contract.
Right.
Facts.
Even what pick was Amani Bates last year?
Who?
Amani Bates on the Cavaliers.
Well, I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. See, now you lose me, because like I tell people, man, anybody will get in the second round, man. Nobody be remembering these people, man. We don't know who these guys are. We don't be knowing. They're second round picks.
No, Amani Bates was the dude. Amani Bates was the dude that was like KD, but he ended up getting in trouble that he had dropped his draft stock. He's supposed to be like a number one pick. I'm finna see right now, but he was on a two-way contract. He was a second round 49 pick, two-way contract. He went up and down, and he got playing time with the team, but then he got actually more playing time with the G League team to get his real reps in. But they still bring you back. And that's why I was like, it's not bad if you're on a two-way contract. So I hope Clutch is not doing that.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think about that, man?
Nah, he definitely should have a two-way contract. I think some development in the G League wouldn't be a bad idea. But if he's strictly going to be on an NBA team, it's about where he gets drafted. You don't want him to just be a gimmick to get butts in seats. You see what I'm saying? You don't want him in Detroit, where he's gonna probably get a lot of burn, but at the same time he's getting no development, and the only reason why he's there is because of his last name to get butts in seats. You see what I'm saying? You don't want him in Charlotte. Like you don't want him on these horrible teams that are just gonna use him as a gimmick. You want him on a team that's actually going to develop him. I think the best two spots for him to be, my top three spots for him: number one, Miami, because of Eric Spoelstra; number two would be the Spurs because of Popovich; and three would be Golden State for the Spurs. I think they would actually take the time to develop him and actually turn him into. He's already going to come in professional, and I think he's already going to come in with a good work ethic. I think he would soak up the knowledge from those coaches and those veteran players like a sponge, because he's been groomed his entire career to play in the NBA. So I don't understand what this notion is that he's not ready to be in the NBA. According to what? A bunch of zesty Jeffries, the zestiest, this is extra zest. This is extra zest to sit here and, again, at the end of the day, you already know why they're zesty, because they need to protect the bald-headed menace of Chicago. So we already know what it's about. Get that man a fair shot.
Well, shout out to King John. King John says that he thinks Bronny's going to go in the first round.
No,
right?
He's crazy.
But, the draft is not that deep, right? Who's in this draft besides that French kid?
And that's why I said I see why they're pushing it, because this is a great chess move to do this draft, because this draft, everybody it's about to be one of the weakest drafts. So what's going back to school, the next year's draft might be stacked from the 1 through 30. So you're like, no, they was like, no, you going in this draft. We'll work on developing you while you're in the league. I award the chess move for that.
Yeah. Now, mind you, right? If he didn't have that cardiac arrest situation last year, it'd probably be different for him because remember, guys like Michael Porter Jr. fell in the draft because of certain things like that, and he was a steal for Denver. Yeah. So,
Back injury,
but now you have these zesty Jeffries, like you say, who are anticipating the downfall of a young man. So if he doesn't get drafted, let's just say he gets signed as a free agent, is that a failure? Is that a downfall for Bronny James?
No.
Do you actually see him still making an actual team whether he's drafted or not?
Yes.
Yeah, he gonna get a shot. Why? I feel like why not? And I could have sworn one of the greatest defenders of all time. Let me go back. Oh yeah, Ben Wallace, undrafted, Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Why are we acting like somebody undrafted or somebody low in the draft can't be great? Again, it's about that player's desire and his drive.
Yeah.
Bronny James had the greatest mentor you could ever have to be an NBA player. Let's be real here.
And
Don't get much better than LeBron James as a pops to get you ready for the NBA. And he's not sitting there dragging you through the mud. He's encouraging you every day. He's surrounded with love. Your moms love you. You had the best upbringing, period. That boy ready for a hardwood, bro. So for them to sit here and hate on this man the way they've hated on his pops, this is all hate. We know this is all hate. Get that man a fair shake.
Facts.
I have no idea what he's going to do in the NBA. To sit here and say, oh, he's undersized. I think Jalen Brunson's undersized. What is he doing in the NBA right now? Why are we acting like undersized players can't achieve? I believe Spud Webb was undersized. What did he do?
Isn't Damian Lillard like 6'1"?
Mark Jackson 7 foot?
I think so. Let me see.
You
I'm
breaking
maybe
in and
look it
out.
up.
Is that me or is that you? What you were saying, SB?
No, I think that was Twin breaking out. But no, I think I'm looking up right now to see how tall Dame is. Dame is where's his height? That's crazy. They had this height. I want to look it up now. I'm like, I think he's around that height though. Yeah. 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, he's 6'1.5", and mind you, he's 19. Some men do have a growth spurt in the late teens, early 20s. So he might grow 6'2", 6'3". Who cares? It doesn't matter. He's athletic. It's today's NBA. Amari Bailey was a second-round pick. Shout out to Rap God Reloaded. He's giving us some other names as well. Cody Williams, Alex Starr, Nokala, Topic.
And a draft, yeah. Those people in the draft.
Zach Edney, yeah. So there's a lot of guys. The kid could play, but again, we got all of these zesty Jeffries who just want to hate. Right here, we get one right here. Look what he says. He says, y'all only want Bronny in the league because you love LeBron. How is Bronny being in the league make anything for us? Like, that's what I'm saying. You guys don't even want us to be happy. Like,
I'm gonna say how I was like, how I love LeBron. You see, Mike be happy.
But that's what I'm saying. But why? Yeah, it has nothing to do with it. Why do you want to see
not about just saying give the man a fair shake? Why can't we just say give the man a fair chance?
That's all he's asking for. That's all he's asking for. He wants to separate himself from his father. He doesn't even want to be recognized to be. He wants to set his own platform, his own path. Bro. And y'all just hating on him, just like you hate his father, because you know that the man who was running around having children everywhere, supposedly everybody is his son.
We gotta chill.
every time you in the playoffs and you ain't got nobody to watch because you ain't got no team to watch, you talking about every player that's Jordan's son. You putting a side by side picture. But never with Jordan's real children. Never with Jordan's real children.
Right.
But no, then Bronny is asking for that too, though, because if you think about it, not one time he keeps saying, avoid me for the conversation. I'm not trying to get in the league to be with my dad. I'm trying to get in the league on my own. And then if he wasn't even, he going through the whole draft process. If that was the case, that, hey, man, look, bro, my dad, I ain't doing none of all this. I'm only working out for certain teams. He ain't said none of that yet. He's literally doing everything with everybody else. So it's like,
working hard. He's doing what he has to do. And like I say, Austin Reeves, undrafted. How many of those players on the Heat were undrafted? Like Gabe Vincent or these guys. Again, he didn't get a chance to showcase himself in college. He was an All-American, if I'm correct. He was an All-American in high school. So let the young man do what he does, man. Let the young man get a chance, man. And he's proven himself with this combine. He had some great numbers. We can look at it here. I know a lot of people say it's not that great. The hard part is, is his height. Him being 6'1 and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? He has a good wingspan. He has a great vertical. We know he's very athletic, right? He's been playing ball since a child. He comes from a great background. That's another great thing. You're drafting a good young man that you know you can develop. So beyond the teams like Denver, San Antonio, Miami, there are other teams who also do a good job developing their players. He can be drafted by them. Dallas is interested in him. Like, there are a lot of teams that are interested in him because, again, for one, he can sell seats, and two, if you're interested in developing players, he's a good option. He's a good option to have. It doesn't hurt to put him in your locker room. It doesn't hurt. He's not gonna hurt your locker room. He really isn't. Yeah,
and then honestly, even though this isn't about LeBron James, he goes to the right team. LeBron might go there.
Well,
Let's be real.
No, he said he's not.
He said he's not.
Hold up, I understand.
Don't hype up the Magic chance. He's not coming to Orlando, bro. Don't. He ain't coming.
I'm not talking about that. But if he goes to another good contending team, like if he goes to Cleveland, he goes to New York, he comes to LA, he'll just stay where he's at. But there's a possibility. I mean, he said what he said, and that's probably to help his son's draft, his son's draft stock, because he don't want just any old team just picking up his son. So depending on where he go, I can see him going. I can see him going there, especially if the Lakers don't make any moves this offseason.
Well, the young man did his thing, and yes, like Zero saying, the Zesty Jeffries wish their MJ was their father. Let me let you fellas get some last words in, man, so I can get to... Now, mind y'all, there is a playoff game tonight, so you Zesty Jeffries should be watching basketball since y'all claim y'all basketball fans. But thank you for watching me. This is the Friday Night Exposure with The Exposer. I come live straight off the GOAT James Kingdom platform. You know what we do. So let me let SB get his last words in, because SB's a star. He got other platforms to go and expose people on.
Oh no, I'm finna go watch. I'm actually finna go watch the game. I stopped for watching the game because I told you I was coming over when you pulled up. So I told you I was gonna pull up. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch this game too, man. Appreciate y'all. Keep the good content flowing, my brother.
Yes, yeah, man. Y'all stay up with SB Talk Sports. Y'all know to find him on YouTube, TikTok. He has Facebook groups. Go follow him all over.
I meant to tell you, Johnny. Did you see that the videos? Shout out you for always exposing these fake Kendrick activists too. But you see the video that I had replied with your comment? That boy went viral, boy.
Who went viral?
The one we was talking about outside. When you commented, you got to go look at my TikTok. It did like 12 on TikTok, but this one dude like, hey man. He got like 800,000, and he reposted it on his YouTube.
I gotta go check it out. check it out.
I'm gonna send it to you.
All right, man. Y'all be good, man. Appreciate you, man. SB, that's SB Talk Sports, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Twin man, any last words for these Zesty Jeffries? They definitely in the comments.
Well, like I said, give that man a chance. Stop sitting here trying to make it seem like he didn't get here on his own merit. He was a great high school player. I mean, he didn't really get a lot of burn at USC, but to pretend like he's not going to come in and actually be a good representative of the game is insane to me. These scouts need to stop hating. But I do have a question for you. What do you think about that Denver Timberwolves series, bro? That last game, Timberwolves blew them out.
Yeah, no, that was
game 7. Denver, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a horrible game to watch, right? Because it wasn't competitive from the jump. Minnesota took the lead, and I mean, early on, it looked like Denver was coming up, but once Minnesota took the lead, it was theirs from there on out. Man, it's a good series, right? And we knew it would be. And here it is, man. We're gonna see if the Denver Nuggets are truly champions. This is their opportunity. Game sevens are the moments and the opportunities that stars show out and need to do what they got to do. We're going to see what happens from Joker or Murray, since people love to talk about them so much. And we're going to see if Edwards is that guy that everybody says he is. I like Anthony Edwards, and I think it's going to be a good game. So I want to go with Minnesota, but I have a feeling Denver's going to pull it out.
I picked the T-Wolves. I thought the T-Wolves would get them in 6. Mm-hmm. They were on the road to proving me right when they went up 2-0. But then, they kind of collapsed a little bit. But they think they bounced back big. I think they have all the momentum. It's hard to come back from an ass whooping like that. It's really hard to come back from an ass whooping like that. When you get your ass whooped Like they really beat them by like 50. Let's be real here. They beat them by more than 50. Let's be real here.
They
I
did,
got the
but
Wolves.
it's just a loss. It's still just a loss. It's just a loss.
You already know, like I played basketball. Ain't nothing worse than getting your ass whooped. I mean, they dog walk you the whole game.
Man,
the whole game.
It don't
it's hard
matter.
to come back from that.
It's game 7. You're in Denver. It's the high altitude. It's gonna be rocking. None of those guys have been through that situation, probably besides Gobert and Michael Conley. So it's gonna be a good game. I'm not gonna even tell you that no lies. Just like the Knicks game, I'm quite sure the Knicks game right now versus the Pacers is also a good game. But yeah,
taking
man.
My Knicks. Let's go.
Yeah,
Knicks, Boston. And then we going to dog walk Boston. I said what I said.
Yeah. Here we go. Favorite Zesty Jeffries.
Send it Boston to Cancun.
Yes, Joker will still be the best player in the world even if he loses. We understand that. Once you guys love somebody, you love them no matter how much they fail.
Right.
So they'll just praise Anthony Edwards. That's why they're in a win-win scenario. If Anthony Edwards win, they'll be like, look, Anthony Edwards is better than LeBron. He beat the Nuggets. LeBron can't beat the Nuggets. If not, it'll be, look how great Joker is. This is Joker's era. LeBron let somebody else dominate his era. We already know what they're going to do, right?
Yeah, bro. It's at the end of the day, we already know every basketball game in the NBA ultimately is about LeBron James. How dare you, T Perfect? How dare you? How dare you? You watch your typing fingers, you.
Yep. Look,
how dare you, Travis? You sip your bourbon and watch your mouth, sir.
I put the link up for you since you want to comment so much. Because
you talking about Danny Mac? You know he don't come out, bro.
Yeah, he's like, listen, he's saying, wow, projection from a LeBron fan. I am a LeBron fan. That's not like a diss. That's not like you're not saying nothing. That's what I am, a LeBron fan. I don't know
what projection is he talking about?
It doesn't matter.
What projection is he talking about?
It doesn't matter what projection is. I can project whatever the hell I want. What does that have to do with anything? What does me being a LeBron fan have to do with anything? Nothing. Zesty Jeffries.
All right, bro.
Yo,
Travis, watch man. Typing fingers. Don't ever talk about my Knicks like that ever again. How dare you, sir?
Yeah, let me let you go, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Oh, hold on, wait. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's on that whiskey. Hold on. T Perfect's in the building. Shout out to T Perfect.
Not drunk tonight, man. I mean,
not drunk tonight. Not every night. Well, King. Hey, wait. Before we let you guys go at it, check this out. Knicks are a fluke. You know that dude Draymond Green said that, and he was supposed to go on Knick Fan TV the other day. He agreed to it. They were promoting the show, and he ducked out. He was scared to show up on the Knick Fan page to talk about why the Knicks are fluke, and that big thing he was saying about being Mr. Media and new media went right out the window because he went right on TNT and gave out a bunch of garbage takes about the New York Knicks.
Yeah, he did.
I don't understand how the Knicks are a fluke. I don't understand why people are hating on the Knicks. They're a good, hard-nosed team, and they're doing this without Julius Randle. So you're doing it without, in my opinion, your best player. Because when Jalen, we already know when they're both there. In my opinion, Julius Randle's better. I understand Jalen Brunson does his thing, but they are a good defensive team. They usually rebound. They get on your ass. To sit here and pretend like they not doing a good job is ridiculous.
That's what them Zesty Jeffries do. That's what they do. But what up, Travis, man? What you got for us today, man? You know we were talking Bronny James. I know you're poking fun at the Knicks game right now. What you got for us tonight, young man?
Yeah, man. No, I think it very well could be the Knicks because they play. When I was watching the last game, they were just dominating on the offensive glass. And I think one of the better teams this postseason do that. And I mean, I think it's going to be a tight game tonight. Pacers are up right now, but it's still early. But I mean, I think the Pacers also have probably the league's best bench or deepest bench, and they're still, might get eliminated. So I think if they beat them, Knicks have a great shot against Boston. I think the Knicks probably would be the best team to go against Boston from a matchup perspective out of the East. So, I mean, otherwise, because they have the Knicks don't really defend the perimeter that well. I mean, and you have no Kristaps, you know. So, or I'm sorry, the Celtics don't. They don't really just defend the perimeter, and no KP. So it's gonna be tough. But as far as Bronny goes, I said I'm probably like 99% of the basketball fans everywhere. I was like, I haven't really watched a ton of his games, so I'm not really gonna sit here and judge him and act like I know what he's capable of. I would love to see him in the league, and then obviously you can watch what he does and just get the information as it comes to you. But
Right.
you're right. Like, I think it's super rare that like a prospect is just like out of this world, proven right out of high school or college to be like, yep, he's a game changer, team changer from day one. You know, like LeBron was, like Larry Bird was. You know, guys like that, Shaq. And so it's not fair to be like, oh, he only averaged this and this and this. You know, especially out of the context. And you know, just like to say that we know exactly from what he was doing in his college career. I say give him a chance, develop him. Obviously see what's going to happen, and then you can say okay, he was or he is that guy or he's not. But just to render judgment without really having seen the on an NBA court in a game is a little premature.
Yeah, I agree. Good job by you, Travis. Thank you so much, sir. Well, it is 61-48. The Pacers are up. It's like 5 seconds left to go before halftime. So it looks like the Pacers are trying to push a Game 7 as well. We might have 3 Game 7s, y'all, over the weekend. It might be actually great to see it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would actually be great, man. That'd be great, man. So, Twin, man, I'm going to let you go, man. Appreciate you, brother, man. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your Knicks. Don't
Always
go too crazy.
Talking with you, bro. And Travis, again, watch your typing fingers. We're going to talk about my next thing.
Yes, sir. Oh, they had a 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Again, man, thank you guys for joining me on the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. Y'all see what we do best. Travis, man, you've been great as well, man. Y'all know what to do. You guys can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. We are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I am having fun on another Friday Night Exposure with you guys. I see y'all in the comments. Thanks for you guys in the comments, man. So talking about Bronny and all that other crazy stuff, do you think there's a team that's like really interested in him beyond just him being LeBron's son? Because we all know that that's a fact. Because he's gonna sell tickets, he's gonna bring attention, he can sell merchandise, things of that nature. But beyond all that, you think there's a team looking at him just for his talent and saying, "Man, we can use him on our roster"?
I yeah. I mean, because he has the size and quickness, just like from what I've seen, and to be kind of maybe a draft, 3 perimeter 3-and-D guy. I mean, obviously you're not going to put him in positions or try not to where he's not going to excel. Like, he's not going to slide down and defend like the 4 or 5. But I think that there are a number of teams who could use him because they're garbage. And like, he's shown me he has some skills. He's from all accounts, he's good defensively, especially on the perimeter with, comparable matchups. And like looking at like the people who have, draft picks, he might very well actually go to a contender because, I think he's going to go either late first, and even if he goes late second, he's probably going to go to a team that wants some ancillary depth. And so I think it's good that he could go to a team that wants to develop him. He can sit behind, even if he doesn't start, obviously, he can sit behind some people, learn from them, get some invaluable experience. And so that can only be good for him going later rather than expected to be like a cog piece, for a lottery team.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, he reminds me of like a Gary Payton Jr.
Yeah.
Like they said, a Gabe Vincent type of guy. A Pat Beverly, to be honest with you.
Pat Beverly. Right?
Yeah, something like that, but more professional and less annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-3. Listen, the reason the Zesty Jeffries come on LeBron James fan pages and LeBron James pages and try to prove their point or talk to us is because that's the only way their life is relevant. See, if they go talk to one another, they're just going to be talking about Defensive Player of the Year, scoring titles, mid-range shooting. And GOAT James
6-0.
Kingdom, especially in GOAT James Kingdom, they get to really talk basketball and really get to try to sound smart, but they really end up sounding real dumb and real stupid because they stay safe in the comments where it's best for them. They don't really come up. So, don't worry about it. But we are GOAT James Kingdom. We don't run from them. They're allowed to comment. They're allowed to be a part. They get to see us in the amusement park. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like that Squidward meme where Squidward is looking at Patrick and SpongeBob playing outside and having fun and wondering what we're doing. That's what they do in GOAT James Kingdom. They sit back and say, "Damn, look how much fun LeBron fans are having over there in GOAT James Kingdom."
They're busy with their Chipotle. Man.
So let me let you go so I can let Ishmael up, man. Thank you so much, Travis, for joining me, man. Thanks for supporting us as well, brother. I see you Sunday. All right, man. Be good, man. Enjoy your Friday night, brother.
Peace out.
Thank you, man. So again, y'all, it is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I'm gonna bring up my boy here, and we're gonna have some fun and have a good conversation. What's good, Ishmael? What you got for me today, Ishmael? Thank you for joining me.
Hey, what's up, Ajani? About the and I just became a member too. So yeah.
Yes. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate you, bro. What tier are you? What tier did you sign up for? Are you
just the first one for now? The one tier right now.
So thank you for supporting us, brother. Whatever you need, just give me a holler. You know how to reach us. Reach out to us.
Sure. So I think they should. I think any team should draft him, man. I don't care about his talent. I don't care if he only averaged 2 points. In my personal opinion, to me, this is not about stats. This is not about production. To me, it's a monumental thing, man. I mean, how many guys in the NBA have their sons playing in college at the same time, and then has the chance to be able to play pro with them? Like, that is some monumental in the history type of thing to be able to do, to have your son play with you at the same time in the NBA and possibly on the same team. I was watching Sebastian Telfair, his interview on Vlad TV, and he was talking about it, and he said it just needs to happen just because, like, just something like that just needs to happen. It don't matter.
But there's a lot of sons in today's NBA from play. So it's not like LeBron's not the only one who has his son in the NBA. No, but not to the extent of playing at the same time. I get what you're saying at that aspect, but I'm just saying the idea that LeBron's son is only here because of his LeBron's son. Nobody said that about Jalen Brunson and his dad, Rick Brunson. Nobody said that about Jabari
Steph
Smith.
Curry.
Yeah, Jabari
Curry's
Smith Sr.
brother.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody says that about all of these guys who were Steph Curry's brother. It's not like he's Giannis's brother. He's not like he's Giannis's brother.
Yeah, Blake Griffin got a brother, and nobody really knows about him. And I think he played in the league too, same time. And I think their dad played in the league, if I'm not too sure. So there's plenty of guys that've gone in the league and they haven't really done anything, or they really didn't do much in college. And production in college does not always guarantee you a successful NBA career. There's way too many players with production in the NBA that become bust. They don't do anything except they hardly score a point. You got Adam Morrison, you got Anthony Bennett. It's too many to name that they didn't really amount to anything. And so even if Bronny is not able to, in my opinion, do good for a team or be a good role player, or is not capable of coming off the bench, I just think that LeBron playing with his own son or sons coming in the league is just something monumental. It's something that you want to see. Like, some people have their GOATs, their greatest of all times, not because of stats and records and titles, but just because of performance. 22 years in the league. You play long enough for your son to make in the league. You know how crazy that is? That's really crazy, man. That's some monumental stuff, man. People got LeBron James as a GOAT in 2016. He didn't have the most records, the most titles, the best stats, or anything like that. They do it because of that performance. And something like that is a monumental performance. And so it's just, I want to see something like that. And I'm glad I became a fan of the GOAT stuff at the right time to be able to see that, because I stopped watching basketball. I didn't know any of this was happening. You know?
I see you having fun on Goat James Kingdom messing with
Oh,
them
yeah.
guys. I see.
Yeah.
I see. No, great take by you, Ishmael. I appreciate that. Shout out to Ajani
Yeah.
Tonight. Yes, if the Lakers, I think the Lakers should draft him if he's there available for them in the late round. I think they have a late round pick in the second round. I don't see why they shouldn't pass him up, because again, it's all those guys are going to be a risk. They're all development, and you can bring Bronny James in and keep that going. So shout out to you for that. Appreciate that. Rap God Reloaded said, GJK, which hate is worse, the Kobe or KD hate? Does Kobe get hate anymore? Is there hate for Kobe, or is it really just his fans that people don't like dealing with? The KD hate is worse, because KD just 4 years ago was the best player in the league. They were praising him for beating LeBron twice, and he was all this greatness. And as soon as Stephen Curry won another championship, they almost forgot how great they were praising Kevin Durant. So the Kevin Durant hate is odd to me.
They make it seem, his rings are invalid now.
Yeah.
It's no accomplishment. But they sure bring up LeBron James 6 losses. So
they do.
That's wild,
Well, I guess you proved Danny Mac right here, Ishmael. You are one of the LeBron guys who just want to see James and Bronny James in the league just for his son. And
so fucking what? So excuse my French. Yeah, so what? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I do want to see that. All right, like I talk about stats and all that other stuff on the Facebook page and whatnot, but I want to see that. What the hell? It's still entertainment at the end of the day. It's still like. The NBA has narratives. It has stories. You gotta have that, okay? You can't just go stats.
Yeah, imagine how many of those guys like Dale Curry, like Gary Payton, like Jabari Smith, like Kenyon Martin might have wanted to been able to still play in the league with their father.
Play with their son. Like that, I would watch it even though they're not in the GOAT conversation. I would still watch it because of that. Like that's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. So, man, again, I think the young man could play. I think he's talented enough to play in the league.
I think so too.
League, though. It's a tough league, though. But again, it's not like he's not talented. It's not like he's it's almost like he doesn't have nothing. He has some things that yes, he has weaknesses, but he has some strength. And the fact that he can play defense, and everybody says he can play defense, is a good thing, because defense is needed. Somebody who can cover space is good. Somebody who can run under screens, run over screens, and still stay attached to their man. That's good. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying about him.
I think he can do it. I think he could play in the league. Whether I don't know if he'll have a long career or it could be very short, and they may not really see value. I think he can do something. It's not like he can't. Like, people were going crazy saying because he wasn't putting out the production. I was watching his games at USC. They were saying he wasn't a Division I player. I'm like, he's a freshman, like he's a freshman, and he definitely could be a decent player. Like, like Damian Lillard came from Weber State. That's not a powerhouse school like that,
Man,
like,
listen, I just found out. I just found out that this dude John Starks was expelled from 2 colleges and was making the NBA.
See, look at that. Like, and like Ben Wallace came from a Division II. Oh, and guess what? The top 10 player in the 90s, the top 10 player came from an NAIA school. NAIA, that's Scottie Pippen. NAIA is like the worst division in basketball. Like, it's the worst. It never.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's like NAIA hasn't been before the 90s, wasn't competitive with the NCAA since like the 70s, and so it's like in the history of the NBA, I think there's Division II guys now too that are playing in the NBA. So it's like the narrative is like you got to be this top dog in the the college basketball to make it to the NBA. It's not true. Westbrook was true. Barely averaging 10 points in UCLA or something like that. That's when I was keeping up with basketball and whatnot. So I'm just saying, I think he can do some things, and if he can't play for a long career and be that successful, so what? I mean, I just think I want to see, the main thing is I want to see LeBron and his son play together or against each other. That's all I care. Anything else, whatever.
Yeah, and plenty of 6'1", 6'2" guards were listed as 6'3", 6'4". We never knew about it. So Allen Iverson is 6'1".
Actually, no, he's shorter than that. The NBA, they increase their heights. Like Stephen Curry is like 6'1", 6'2", and Donovan Mitchell, Marcus Smart, Damian Lillard, who else? Gary Payton's son, and he plays a power forward. Like, what the hell? And who else? Yeah,
Yeah, a bunch
Kyrie
of guys.
Irving.
No, there's a bunch of guys.
It's too many guys to name, and it's
There's
always
a bunch
been
of
like
guys.
that. It's been like that for a minute, you know.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, Pippen Jr. is a hoop. Again, that's another game. Pippen's son is in the league as well. No one is saying Pippen's son is in the league only because it's Scottie Pippen's son. Again, these guys, this is the product of the 90s basketball that we have to, that y'all say that we don't appreciate, is that the fact that now we have these young guys who didn't start playing basketball in their teen years. They were playing basketball since they were 5, 6 years old. And they grew up around basketball. They grew up around professional basketball players because of their fathers, because there's so many NBA players. And it's not that hard to develop a skill in basketball, because it's different when you're playing football, because when you're a 5-year-old football, you don't know what a kid is going to be at 5 years old, but you can learn how to dribble at 5 years old. You can learn how to shoot at 5 years old. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, a football player, you don't know if he's going to be a quarterback or running back, or, you know what I'm saying? He's just a 5-year-old kid to let him go out there and run. But you can develop your basketball skills at an early age, and then develop all your other stuff with your growth and your maturity as a person. So it's just, the league is just, like I always tell them, in good hands. And the good part is that they have such things as the G League, which helps develop their talent. I don't need college no more. They don't have the same rules. There's no gather step in college.
Yeah. Even today, like, I know guys personally that are like joining leagues. They're starting to try to have the ABA again, and like there's pro leagues now in America. Like, you can do that and join G League teams, and then make yourself way to go to the NBA. Like, there are plenty of, like, even guys that are going from junior college and going to like pro leagues and overseas, and then joining the NBA. Like, college is not where it's at anymore in the 4 year. Like, it's not where it's at. It's not where. It's not like back in the day. You have to go there, and then that's the way to be able to develop your game. And no, it's too much talent nowadays to be able to limit, players to be in the NBA nowadays. It's not like that. These guys have this old way of thinking, and they don't really know. They don't really care. They don't really care about basketball enough. They only care about, if LeBron's not winning a championship,
they only care about this. They only care about
stuff,
Jordan. They only care about Jordan and his legacy, keeping that legacy alive, and what makes their life important, because they want to make sure everybody knows they have 200 pairs of Jordans. So, any last words before I get up out of here, Ishmael?
That's about it. I would just say that, man, I want to see it. I think, I will be tuning in every game, and I hope they play with each other, or they hope they play against each other. Either or. I just think that, it's something really monumental. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Johnny. I appreciate it for you letting me to speak, and that's it, man. Having a good time. So
yeah, man. Yeah, thank you for joining me tonight again. Thank you for supporting us as well, and you're always welcome. And I'll see you Sunday and throughout the group. Thank you for posting and doing what you do. We appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your Friday night.
All right, man.
Have a good one. Thank you. Yeah, Adrian Knight. I think that his heart issue. It says, Adrian Knight asks here, hey, Johnny, you think some teams may be weary of his heart situation, so that's where some of the negative is coming from? Was he even cleared completely health-wise? I didn't follow it too much. Yes, he was cleared health-wise completely, 100%. Supposedly, he doesn't really have a heart condition at all. It was just a fluke situation. I believe it was for something else. I don't want to discuss right now. We all know what happened during the last 4 years of our life, and there's some people who have taken a certain treatment that have been causing blood clots, and a lot of people have seen a lot of younger people have cardiac arrest and what they call I can't say it right now, but it's a certain heart condition now. But yes, he has been cleared medically, but you're not wrong. Maybe there are some teams skeptical about it, but he has been cleared medically wise. That's why he did the combine. Like SB said, if it was just being based off of his dad's name, he didn't have to show up to the combine. He did that because he had to show people who he was and what he was about, and the fact that he was actually healthy as well. That's why they were able to get his height, his weight. They did all of the stuff they needed to do to check him out. So, and he was a professional. He behaved well. They talked great about him, but nobody mentioned anything about his health. It was basically about his size, being too short, and just the fact that they don't think he's ready for the NBA, that he has some years to develop, which I don't see where he's going to develop to be ready for the NBA outside of just, you know, the NBA. I don't see how he's going to be more ready for the NBA one more year in USC. They don't teach you how to be a professional in college basketball. So it's either he would go overseas or he gets drafted or unsigned free agency. So again, it's a great thing. It's a great thing for him. So shout out to you, Rap God. Thank you for all your great comments. GJK, are players having podcasts a good thing? Yeah, I think so. I think Gilbert Arenas' podcast is great. All of those guys who have podcasts. I love Jeff Teague's. Jeff Teague or George Teague? I think it's Jeff Teague. His podcast is great. Yeah, it's great that we're getting their perspective of the game, and they're doing their thing. Now, the crazy part is that if J.J. Redick gets hired as the head coach, they're going to have to get rid of LeBron James and J.J. Redick's podcast because it's not going to be a good look. But I think they have a great podcast as well. They actually changed the game. They created their niche. Again, this is the new thing, man. This is the new media. It's the players. There's fans now. People don't want to hear these loudmouths just talking anymore. People want to have different takes, different perspectives. So there's going to be that available, just like it is here in GOAT James Kingdom. So again, y'all, every Friday night, you know what I do. I go live every Friday night with the Friday Night Exposure right here with the Exposure. This is actually set up for me to have a chance to talk to you guys, but you know, the Zesty Jeffries don't want to talk to me. They're afraid of me, which is fine with me. That's okay. But you guys know what we do best here at GOAT James Kingdom. I go live every Friday night with the Friday Night Exposure. Then we have our Sunday show where Brandon and I go live every Sunday, noon Eastern time. We talk about the GOAT of basketball, LeBron James. We talk about basketball. This week's show, we don't have a topic yet because we're trying to figure out what's the best topic. We have a few things in mind, but please join us on Sunday, noon Eastern time. Brandon and I will do the GOAT James Kingdom show, and we will have a great topic and a great show, and we'll open up the panel for all you guys as well. But you guys know what I do. I am Ajani. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. It is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I want to thank everybody that came up here. Twin Man, T Perfect, Ishmael, all of you guys in the comments. Thank you for joining me. It's been a great show again. You know what I do here. I represent LeBron James like none other.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron.
So always remember, y'all, this is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. You have now been exposed by the Exposer. I'll catch you guys next Friday and also Sunday. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all check out our membership in GOAT James Kingdom and check us out on other platforms. Y'all stay peaceful. Y'all stay blessed.
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.